Today we're going on an adventure to one of my least favorite places in the world, the DMV. Try to make this somewhat street legal Regal, a real street legal Regal. G-body shuffle, baby! This thing drives like a boat. It's rough. We need an alignment. It's rough out here. We'll give it a gift. If this thing can make it through inspection and become a street legal Regal today, we've got a brand new carburetor for this thing that is not tremendously oversized and just dumping raw fuel into the engine. It's working, it's just way too much fuel.
All that money to be dripping on the ground right there.
Because of course it's that expensive gas. You can't be putting 87 in the joke. It's the legal Regal. I'm cursing myself. I keep calling it the legal Regal. I mean, it's legal. We got insurance. We're driving it to inspection. But Delaware is crazy, so we're gonna try to get some tags on this thing today. Now imagine this, but in Florida. We started dropping the sick week stuff, the routes. Day one is the beach drive. Obviously they change up the drives and the routes, but they said that like so more people could enjoy the beach drive. They did a day one, you know what I mean? Because you'd be doing sick week, stuff breaks, you don't make it. I don't know, I think we're pretty cool. We got the good Proform radiator in here. This engine ain't nothing special. I know I wanted to do something else for sick week, but I did say that this would be a backup plan, so I want to make sure we get the backup plan lined out in case we got to. My health ain't exactly been top notch as of here lately, and my energy level and ability to do things hasn't been that high, so yeah, we'll work on the backup plan a little bit. So for those of you guys that don't know, I know in a lot of states, oh, the line is long as shit. Oh, we're gonna be here a while. In a lot of states, you can just show up to DMV, pay money, maybe not even bring the vehicle in. If you got an out-of-state title, maybe you gotta bring it in or whatever, just so they can check it and look at it, check the VIN number. In Delaware, we've got this wonderful building with a line of probably 20 or something cars right now, where everybody has to drive through and state employees physically inspect your vehicle. Now, we'll skip the details of the whole process and everything, but just know that it's a real pain in the ass. And even in a vehicle like this, which we're going for a street rod tag, which has a bunch of exemptions, so we don't have to have certain things, like we don't have to have the hood. They're not checking the exhaust. They will physically do a sniffer test here on your exhaust, state employees. And there's only 3 buildings in the state that can do it. So when we talk about, Matt, how come, you know, you don't just get something tagged or this, that, and the other? It's not that easy where I live. Now, if this doesn't work, we've got backup plans. There's other stuff we can do, but I'm gonna attempt to get it done here first. But as you can see, there's a line of literally, I would say it's at least 15 cars, if not 20 cars. Like, we're gonna be here a lot. And every single one of these cars has to drive through, hit their horn, do all the safety checks, plug in the computer, test the brakes, all this kind of stuff. Sometimes you hit it and there's nobody here and you can go right through. Sometimes you hit it and it's like this. Just a long way. It was a failure. Overall result, fail. Not a big deal. He said the right side taillights aren't working, which they've been working, so I don't know what the deal is there. So we'll have to check that. Might be a loose plug, something silly. And then we have to put a hood on it. We don't have to have a hood, but it has to have a shroud over the moving serpentine belts. So it's just easier if we just put a hood on it. We haven't been able to put a hood on it because the alternator position, but if I get a different bracket, we'll be able to do that. We'll fix it right up. Unfortunately, I don't have that alternator bracket on me, so we don't have a legal Regal today. We gotta do some little lights and a hood.
You got it illegal.
We got the illegal Regal. While we got it out, should we go do dumb shit?
Sure, why not?
I mean, it's out of the garage. It's sat. We left it running the entire time in that 20 car line. No problems. Pulled in, shut it off, everything. And fortunately, those taillights in the hood are the only thing we failed for. That's kind of easy fixes, hopefully. Hopefully the taillights are an easy fix. And when we go back, all they check is the stuff we failed for. So we're close to having a legal Regal. Just not there yet. Let's find a hood rat spot on the way home. Take the long way. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. They know. They know. When every time we drive this car, calm down. All right. I'll put a power steering pump on it eventually. Not today. Every time we drive this car, we get a great reaction. Like, people love it. They love. I get the thumbs up, the smiles, the, you know what I mean? The is it a Grand National? Absolutely not.
It identifies this one.
It identifies as a Grand National. Shout out to my dude at the gas station. But we're gonna do some street car stuff and get ourselves a little drive-through action going here. Shovel, baby! 403 gears. Too much trans for this car, but we got it. It's just fun to do. It's slow. It's not even going that fast. Like, it's just slow, but it squeals the tires and it makes right noises.
And you gotta drive it.
And you gotta drive it because it's a G body, so it ain't. I think if we squared up a little bit of some front suspension stuff and alignment, it would help a little bit. No cup holders. You see a cup holder in this car?
I didn't notice that.
No cup holders. They did all this work on the interior, didn't think about putting one cup holder in this joker. Killing me, Smalls, killing me. Oh my goodness. Whoa. The windows that don't open very well. Oh.
Now wait a second. He left me here. Oh, look at that. My ride has arrived.
That wasn't a bad one.
Yeah.
See, people say you gotta start the burnout in second gear so you don't flip the sprag and blah blah blah. It wasn't happy in second gear. Plus, either stall speed, carb, timing issue, whatever we got going on with not being able just to floor it, that doesn't help either. I gotta kind of roll into it to make it happen. But it was good.
There was smoke.
There was smoke.
And it was from the tires.
And it was, yeah, right. It was from the tires. That's the important part.
So what you're saying is that it still deserves the other carburetor.
Yeah, yeah, even though he didn't get it quite figured out yet. We're not even getting up in the RPM. Like, we're just still barely, you know, 5,000 RPM in it. Good car. Made it home in one piece. We got a good potential backup for sick week, right? Maybe make it primary. I see this one. I drove it around. I started falling in love with the car again. I was getting ready to sell them all just because I was bored. I wanted to make some space. Now I'm like, man, I really like this thing again. It smells kind of funny though.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
It's got a smell.
It's got to smell like when it's running and driving. It's got to smell like either where I welded the new exhaust pipe and all that. But it smells funky.
Yeah.
We should just do bumper exits and then
As soon as it passes.
as soon as it passes. All right, let's see what's up with these taillights. It's right working. Light's working.
Yeah.
That might just be a bulb issue.
Right.
I had checked them before, but it's been a while since I checked them, and of course my luck. A little bada boom action. All right, so there's one down. And then the blinker on that side wasn't working, right? Or one of the blinker.
This one here, I think, was not working.
Shout out to Buick for 16 freaking taillights. Hold on, is that one's not working either.
Now the inside. Oh, there it goes. That one started working when you cut it on.
Well,
Oh.
well, there's so much shit in there. Fixing, solving crime, my first day on the... That Holly Blue working overtime right now. What? No, it's not working. There we go. Just gotta give it a little tap, tap, tap-a-rooski. So in this box here, I have got a carburetor from FST Carburetor. These guys saw when we first put this motor together, if you guys don't remember, carb was leaking, filled the motor, hydrolocked the motor, broke stuff immediately. First fire up, just getting it warmed up. And I'm not a carburetor guy, so the guys at FST said, hey, put this carburetor on, bolt it on, and go. I know that one's a little oversized. I think we still need to do some work with the timing. I gotta get the cable to figure out where the timing's at on that MSD box, but I think right now, I mean, we fixed some taillights. We didn't fix the third brake light, but there's 6 other ones back there. So maybe we'll throw this on, see what it does. A couple bolts. It's already got 6AN in the fuel bowls there, so shout out to FST, Fuel Systems Technology. For those of you guys that are carburetor buffs, there is the FST spec card for the primary and secondary. All the measurements there. There you guys go. You got it. Let me see. There's instructions. RT series through Billet X Extreme, but we got a new carb gasket. Note these carburetors are designed to utilize 6.5 psi fuel pressure. Let's bolt on some power. So this carb here is a Holley HP, which is a very good carburetor. So I'm told. This actually belongs to a buddy of mine. Shout out Dave Terizzi. I've been holding your carburetor hostage for I don't know how long now. But like I said, this thing was on a big block previously. It was on a bunch of LS's. It's been on Fool's Gold. This has been like Old Faithful as far as carburetors go, for just stick on, will work, go from there. But it was on a big block. And the fuel jetting, and none of that was ever changed. The only way it worked is we would trans brake launch it, obviously, and spray nitrous down its throat. And what I would do is I would start with the nitrous jetting suggestions. Like, you know, when you buy a Nitrous Express kit, it says here's the plate, here's the jetting suggestions, whatever. I would start with the jetting suggestions, and then on the Nova, what I used to do is I would then lean it out based on flame color, because I had no O2 sensor. That thing didn't even have a temperature gauge. That thing had nothing when it had the original aluminum 5.3 in it. So I would lean it out by either lowering fuel jet or adding nitrous jet, and it got to a point where it was open header right under the car, and that's back when it used to wheelie. It had 456 gear and 3-way adjustable front suspension. It would just wheelie all the time, and it worked. We got it to like a very nice bright blue flame, made good power, was happy, everything, but it was only spraying like, you know, I'd put in the equivalent of 100, 150 shot of jetting and then slightly jet up or down fuel or nitrous from there. It's not like it was, we weren't playing with crazy amount of power and nitrous to where my lack of tuning ability was really an issue. It wasn't really till we started spraying 300. I kept lifting heads. Remember when we did that? I kept trying to spray 300 and lifting heads.
Yeah.
Could never figure out why. I think I figured out why now. I've learned a lot of it had to do not so much with overall timing. It was, I think it was timing ramps and timing in peak torque situations and RPM and stuff that we've learned a little bit more about through doing turbo stuff. I think I could successfully spray 300 now. I think. I don't know, we're gonna try it.
You want to test that or something?
not right now. Off with the old. Dave, you can have this back now. I do gotta admit, that thing does look kinda good. I do believe that the folks at FST watch our videos, so hopefully we see them in the comments to give you guys more information about this carburetor and all the carburetors they make. Scary. Ready? We gotta get some fuel in this thing. So let's kick the pump on. Let's see what kind of pressure we're working with. See, we're not at 6.5 because I remember I had turned this thing down a little bit because that carb was so overfueled. So let me get a wrench and a thing for that. Good. It's idling a little low, but bring that idle up a little bit. You want to go see if we can do hood rest off it? Alright, let's make sure.
That sounds a lot better.
That does sound a lot better. We got 6.5 running. We got that. This thing is already feeling a little happier. Just in a little. Yeah, much more responsive. Probably because it's not dumping a bunch of fuel. We haven't even looked at timing yet. Oh, we can floor it now, baby. We can floor it now, baby. Now we just need some slicks on this bad boy because we ain't going nowhere on these tires. But our interior light's still on down here. Is it your door? Come on, Brandon. No, interior light's still on. Why is the interior light still on? That's weird. Oh, there's a little stumble there. We were that's kind of like at a half throttle weird part. It's already significantly better though.
Oh yeah.
That is way better than it was. I don't know that we can. I wanted to draggy it, but we could never get that thing to launch with the old carburetor on it because it needed the nitrous. It needed to lean out that mixture because it was just so fat. Oh, you know why?
Yeah, switch on.
There's a switch for the interior lights, big dummy. I think everything else now could be cleaned up with a little timing adjustment and I go from there. I'm not mad at it. It's weird. It changed the whole sound. It's already much more responsive. There we go. Like, we could not do that before. I'm cool with that. High beams work. We got taillights working. We got blinkers working. This thing's it's the almost legal Regal, baby. The flip side is we've got insurance. A lot of people don't know. I think David Freiberger said at one time, like, what's the farthest you've ever driven without tags? Like, because on roadkill and stuff, they drove without tags all the damn time. The tags isn't the problem. Because in most states, even like Delaware, if I get pulled over right now, it's a ticket. Insurance, if you don't have insurance, they're towing your car, they're banging you up. But we have to have insurance to go to DMV. I get the tags, we gotta prove it. We're halfway legal. Yeah, well, I explain my legalities. Because we got haters on the internet, that's why. That's neutral. It's been so long since I used a shifter. Oh yeah. And that's part throttle, baby. Yes, sir. We got a Corvette in front of us. See if he's about that life. Yes, sir. Got good oil pressure. Got good RPM. We got third gear, 1-to-1. I don't know what the rear ratio in this thing, but pleasantly surprised that it does have. I don't think it's got a mini spool in it. I think it has a full-on, you know, some kind of limited slip. So we got both tires spinning. Oh, it feels so good to do hot rod. I just want to go drive around. We're going to drive around all night.
Just drive up and down the roads.
Drive up and down roads, take pictures of the thing. You know what I mean? Do burnouts. These tires on here are junk anyway. We got to get a set of slicks on here, or maybe even a set of radials. I got that set of radials on that other set of wheels I got. But we got a frame notch, whatever we put it on.
Right.
This thing feeling like a hot rod right now. Finally, some RPM. I think we got that one up to like 6 grand. Body shuffle, baby! 6,500. Okay. Now this thing's a hot rod, bud. Now this thing is a hot rod. Yes, sir. And that's all motor. That's just a little cam 5.3. Cam only. Wah, 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 wah. We should put some nitrous on it though.
That didn't take long.
First gear, we were spinning the tire, and first gear was far too long. I mean, it's probably like a 3:23 gear ratio or something. 2-step work, 4,000. You know what I mean? We've got the SHITBOX converter in here. It's the SHITBOX special that I've been meaning to test from Freak Show Converters. So we'll see if we can do a little something with them. Either have them put it on the shelf, or maybe we put it on the shelf. It feels good. You know, the barely legal Regal is something, buddy. Let me tell you what. Were you scared?
I wasn't scared.
It wasn't shuffling that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad. I think it was worse with the other car.
Yeah, it was somehow worse. Somehow the carburetor solved the G-body shuffle.
It just couldn't get out of its own way, so it was moving around.
It was just like, barely legal Regal's a gangster. We should just call it that, the barely legal Regal.
That's it.
Yeah, it's the barely legal.
Even when
Regal.
it does pass, it's still
it's still barely legal. Barely. Can you see? Barely. I'm blind, mama. I can't see. POP, hold it down.
But I cannot see. I'm legally blind. POP, hold it down.
Like 3 of our viewers are gonna get that. Like, everybody above the age of like 35 is not gonna get it. Well, actually no, because the 20-year-olds ain't gonna get that. You gotta be like probably like 25 to 35 to get that reference. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. We got the barely legal Regal up and running. Look, I know as far as getting this thing ready for a backup ride, oh man, kind of feel like it should be our primary thought for a sick week ride. The big thing is that I've been sitting in the truck a lot. I've been sitting in the Fox body a lot. I've been sitting in different cars because I've still got health problems. I still am recovering from surgery. I still need another surgery. So I need something that's going to be comfortable, and the truck just hasn't been feeling that comfortable to sit in, or for long periods of time. I can't, like this, the barely legal Regal, I can rock the seat all the way back. I can, not that we're going to ride like that, but this thing is really very comfortable. I think it would be a very comfortable ride to bring to Florida. We can only run 1150 with no cage in it, but it's more about the experience than anything. So we'll see what happens. You never know. Right now, I'm just really enjoying this street car for what it is. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Hold on, let's downshift. Yes, sir!